little twin. When I was little, this is how I looked.
Why is my neck so long?
You said, why is your neck so long?
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't grown into it.
What do you get if you cross a cat with a parrot? A carrot. That's not that funny.
Kandi Burruss has built an incredible legacy, not only as a Grammy-winning singer and songwriter, but also as one of the most talked about stars on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. For years, fans have been entertained by her sharp wit, business sense, and memorable moments on the show. From her confident attitude to her entrepreneurial drive, Kandi has always stood out as someone who knows how to make things happen.
Focus on me and what I got going on. That's where I'm at right now, because I'm like, time shows improve, honey. Time shows improve.
But while Kandi has spent much of her adult life in the spotlight, her daughter, Riley Burruss, has grown up quietly beside her, transforming from a shy little girl into a confident young woman. Today, Riley is finding her own voice and taking steps to create her own name, separate from her mother's fame. And as she steps forward, she's opening up about what it was really like growing up as Kandi Burruss's daughter. When the Real Housewives of Atlanta first aired in 2008, Riley was just a child. She often appeared on the show beside her mother, watching and learning as Kandi navigated the ups and downs of fame, friendships, and business. Even then,
Well, okay, so everybody knows that this year, they took like a few extra months between the season to figure out what they wanted to do with the cast.
How long do they normally take to tell? So this is the announcement of the cast, right?
Right.
Okay.
Normally, after we finish the reunion, people get their letters to know, that they're going to pick up and go to the next season or not, right? But they were like, oh, well, we got to figure some things out. And so during that time, people know I work all the time anyway.
Right.
But, I started to have some other movie opportunities, a lot of other things that were happening that I can't even talk about. And I was just like excited about being able to spend more time with my family, but working and not being stressed and having to argue and go back and forth with people.
Kandi made it clear that Riley was her top priority, despite the chaos and drama that came with reality TV. As Kandi's star power grew, so did the attention on her daughter. Viewers watched Riley go from a quiet, wide-eyed child to a teenager trying to find her place in a world where everyone seemed to know her name. Fast forward to May 2024, Riley has blossomed into a strong, independent woman. She recently graduated from New York University, an achievement that made both her and her mother incredibly proud. Kandi has always been vocal about the value of education, and seeing her daughter walk across that stage was a moment of pure pride. But Riley's college years weren't just about academics. They were about growth, discovery, and figuring out who she wanted to be. When Riley first started at NYU, she majored in nutrition. However, as time went on, she realized her heart was pulling her in a different direction, toward the music business. Many people immediately connected that decision to her mother's influence. But for Riley, it was about more than following in Kandi's footsteps. Riley wanted to understand the music industry from her own point of view. Growing up, she had seen firsthand how hard her mother worked, writing hit songs, producing records, and building multiple businesses. That work ethic left a deep impression on her. Still, Riley has made it clear that she wants to build her own career and identity, not simply ride on her mother's success. Choosing to study music business was her way of combining her personal ambitions with the lessons she's learned from watching Kandi all these years. While Riley's life may look glamorous from the outside, she's been honest about how tough it was at times. In interviews, she's opened up about what it felt like growing up in the public eye, always being watched.
And you think about how much she not only went through on the show, but brought to the show. When she came on, she was with AJ. He, between filming her first season and shooting the reunion, she lost him. Mama Joyce was disapproving of AJ in her first season. This was season 2 of Atlanta. It was Kandi's first season. She also, in those early seasons, did the music and wrote Tardy for the Party, which has become, canon. I mean, it's just iconic to the moment.
Judged and compared, she admitted that the constant spotlight sometimes affected her confidence. As a child, she saw people online criticizing her looks, her personality, even her behavior, things no young person should have to deal with. Those experiences shaped how she viewed herself and made her stronger, but they also left emotional scars. One of Riley's most talked about revelations came when she discussed her relationship with her mother. She praised Kandi for being hardworking, loving, and ambitious, but she also admitted there were moments when she felt a little overlooked. Kandi's career has always been full, from recording music to producing television shows and managing businesses, and that meant her schedule was often packed. Riley said there were times when she wished for more one-on-one moments with her mom, but instead of holding resentment, Riley explained that those experiences taught her independence, patience, and resilience. Growing up in a successful household came with both blessings and challenges. Riley acknowledged that she was fortunate to have access to opportunities that many people could only dream of, from the best schools to traveling the world. But with privilege came pressure. She often felt the need to prove herself, to show that she could work hard and earn success on her own, not just because of her last name. That internal struggle is something many children of celebrities face, and Riley's openness about it resonated deeply with fans. Her honesty showed maturity and self-awareness far beyond her years.
Red carpet for the Grammys, and you announced that you were leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I wasn't sure how I was gonna tell people at the time, right?
Right.
And but it was kind of like boiling inside of me. So my friend, she asked me on the red carpet, and I was like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, girl. I'm not going back. I feel like that was the best way because it was my way, and they let me leave on my own terms. And it made it so I couldn't change my mind. When Andy called me, he was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I was like, well, I guess I don't know how I feel about it either.
Yeah.
At first I was fine until he called.
Until he said.
And then he started saying all these things about what he was gonna miss and how much he loved, our relationship. And he had me kind of teary-eyed on the phone, to be honest. And it made me feel like, wow, I'm glad we have this relationship. And I didn't leave on a bad note. We still have that relationship. I still support him. I feel like we have a friendship.
And people appreciated that she wasn't afraid to talk about the less glamorous side of fame. When Riley's comments about growing up with Kandi began to circulate online, fans were curious to see how the singer would respond. But in true Kandi fashion, she handled it with grace and understanding. Instead of being defensive, Kandi expressed nothing but love and pride for her daughter. She said she respected Riley's honesty and was proud of the woman she's becoming. Kandi even admitted that she wasn't a perfect mom. Balancing her busy career and motherhood was always a challenge. She spoke about the guilt she sometimes felt for missing family moments while working, but she also shared how those sacrifices helped build the life she wanted for her children. Fans admired her vulnerability, seeing it as another example of why Kandi has remained such a relatable figure despite her fame. Kandi's career has been shifting in new directions lately. After years on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she decided to step back from the show to focus on other creative projects. She's been involved in Broadway productions like The Piano Lesson and acting roles on shows like The Chi. While these projects have allowed her to expand her already impressive career, they've also taken time away from home, something both Kandi and Riley have openly discussed. Yet, instead of letting that create distance, the two seem closer than ever. Their ability to talk openly about their struggles, both privately and publicly, shows the strength of their bond. No matter what challenges come their way, they always seem to face them as a team. Now, it's Riley's time to shine. She's stepping into her own spotlight with a brand new reality show called Making It in Manhattan. The show will follow her as she transitions from college graduate to young professional, navigating life, love, and the music business. For fans, this is the first real chance to see Riley on her own, not just as Kandi's daughter, but as an adult making her own decisions. The show promises to reveal more about her personality, goals, and the pressures of living up to a famous name. Some fans have wondered if Riley's recent interviews about her upbringing were timed to promote her show, but Riley insists that she's simply sharing her truth. Regardless of the reason, the attention surrounding her story has definitely built anticipation for making it in Manhattan. Many are comparing Riley to other children of Bravo stars, like Jujudice and Brooks Marks, who also turned their family fame into personal brands. But Riley's interest in the music industry gives her a unique edge. Rather than stepping away from fame, she's embracing it in her own way, and that confidence might be exactly what sets her apart. After Riley's comments went viral, fans flooded social media with their opinions. Many praised her for being real and for speaking up about the pressures of growing up famous. One fan wrote, "Riley is so brave for sharing her story. It's not easy growing up in the spotlight." Another commented, "I've watched Riley since she was a kid on our HOA, and it's amazing to see her come into her own." These fans saw Riley's honesty as refreshing, a reminder that behind the glitz and glamour, celebrities and their families face real struggles too. However, not everyone agreed. Some criticized Riley for making private family matters public, saying it wasn't fair to Kandi. One person wrote, "This should have stayed between her and her mom." Others suggested Riley should focus more on gratitude for everything her mother has done. As usual, the internet turned it into a full-blown conversation. Hashtags like #RileySpillsTea and #Burruss family drama started trending. Fans posted memes, old clips, and theories about what might really be going on behind the scenes. Still, through all the noise, one thing became clear. People genuinely care about this family and are invested in their story. At its core, the buzz around Riley's comments says a lot about the Burruss family's lasting impact on fans. They've become one of Bravo's most well-known families, admired for their honesty, ambition, and resilience. Both Kandi and Riley have shown that fame doesn't protect you from challenges, it just makes them more visible. But they've also proven that strong family bonds can survive public pressure. Whether it's Kandi juggling her multiple careers or Riley stepping into adulthood with confidence, the Burruss women continue to inspire others by showing that growth and success come from perseverance and self-belief. Riley's journey is especially powerful because it's about finding balance, respecting her mother's legacy while also creating her own story. With her new show on the way and her growing confidence, it's clear she's ready to shine in her own right. So, what do you think? Was Riley wrong for being so open about her experiences, or was she simply telling her truth? Either way, one thing is certain, the Burruss family ain't going anywhere. Their story is still unfolding, and fans can't wait to see what happens next.